record.
Okay. Sure.
But actually, during the meantime, just like feel free to like, cause this is welcome everyone take Mental 24. So if you have any friend who are taking this, also taking Mental 24, and they also just like welcome to come here. So, and for later, I'm gonna go over some question from like the exam archive because this is what I actually do. But like the actually the ultimate purpose for this and it's to help you guys because if you get any question on like the website, on like the classwork, everything, I'm just here to answer. So on Monday 20 on Monday 25th, I will host like another in-person study group at the engineering library. So you guys feel free to come because I was trying my best just to help you guys. So
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm gonna share my screen. I just start this. So I'm gonna heading to the Department of Metal 24. The Department of Metal 24 materials. I'm just gonna walk over all like a first midterm because it's come to week 5 next week. So the first part it is to solve the limit. And this is like the most mechanical skills that you encounter on the exam. And if you want to do well on the course, and what you're aiming for is to try to ace those questions and just no error. Just practice. So let's try this one. So if you can't count, don't worry. I've always record Zoom like reveals, so you guys were not gonna miss it. And again, it's not obligated to attend. It is totally optional because I'm just having pleasure to help you. So here's the first question: is this like a limit? If you ever see a radical here, regardless of their answer, just to conjugate the numerator if you ever see a radical here. If you plug in a 2, it is 3 times 4, 12 is a 4, is a 0. This is a 0 and a 0 limit. So what you need to do it is conjugate a numerator and get rid of the singularity. And then what you will find it is later when kind of reorder and cancel the term, if you find a cancelable x minus 2, and the top maybe is like a 2x minus 4, but they can all be canceled out. And then what you would do, just do the computation after the conjugate the numerator. For this, it is, don't be scared of like a tangent of inverse tangent of it's like whatever is. The inside function, it is 1. What is the highest power? When you have a limit at infinity, it is going to be, you always divide by the highest power in the bottom. So here's 2 here. It is a 1 here. And what you be left, it is a 1 over 5. Then this limit should be inverse tangent of 1 over 5. So if you see any kind of a fancy function outside there, if you see inside is like all like polynomials and all like their powers, just evaluate the inside, then find it's either like a 0 or it's like a coefficient, quotient of like the like a power's highest power. And for this, it's like a 1 and a 0, and then just you needed to either factor it or conjugate it. If there's like no other way, that limit is not exist. So it's a 1 and a 0. So if you do kind of do some like algebra, and you either you will get like answer or limit that doesn't exist. Hi, C here. So I'm just like walk over some like the exams. So if you have any question from like website, and feel free to ask me because this is all here for you. So I'm working. I'm going over some like limit problems because this is kind of like the most mechanical part on the midterm. So if you don't get a like good grade, just make sure you're gonna ace them and try another set of like limit. And for here, if you ever see it's like a absolute sign here, it always asks for like a two-sided limit. So as x approaches from like a to left side, it is gonna be more positive inside. So it is x plus 5 over 2 minus x times like this function, and you have a number. And from the right side is like the output of inside this bracket is negative. Then you have a negative x plus 5 over 2 minus x times this function. You get like another function. Because there's like, since two values that do not equal, so the limit doesn't exist because the limit exists, it must be satisfied by two-sided limit, they're equal. And for this one, it is from hey Kevin, do you have any questions want to ask? Because I've just go over some like the exam problem from the archive about like a limit, and then later we're gonna go over some more because I'm just gonna because I already know what is gonna be on the first midterm, so I'm just gonna do like a limit and like do like the some like the more like kind of everything that would be on the midterm. If you guys have any question on like your website homework, and just feel free to ask because like I'm here for you guys just to help you guys to do on the midterm. So don't fear. So please never afraid to ask anything. So here you can see it's like a radical here. So what you always need to do it is either conjugate the radical, but like this is infinity limit. So you need to just divide by like the highest power, which is going to be x over 2, and then you get just like either it is a 0 or it's like coefficient or it's like positive infinity or negative infinity here. Part C, this problem again. So if you ever see any radicals here, conjugate the numerator and then cancel out this like the singularity here. So just no matter what is on the top, you always will cancel this 2 minus x will cancel out no matter that what is on top. And then you will get an answer. So I just worked some like the limit problem. So we are going to move to the continuity. So are you guys going to move on to the next topic to like the continuity? Please give me like a reaction if you guys feel good to move on. This is just really appreciated. Seeing, are you going to move on to next topic, or your or need some more things that continuity? It is the next problem here. So what is the continuity here? It's like the two-side limit. They're okay. So all those exams are from like the math department archive and Matthew Conroy exam and Abe Beckel. So they're from the math department. And here's like another problem here. So we have is x larger than a zero, x plus sine of x over ax. So we know like the limit. Here it's like sine of x over x is sine of 1 of x, sine 1x over x. And so this is so the right side limit at x equal to a zero, it is x plus 1 over a. And x equal to 0, it is this 1 over a. If x equal to a 0, then the limit is 1 over a. Then the part 8 is a 1 over a, the right side limit. If it's from like a left side, so like the limit from x approaches a 0 from the left side, so it's from like a negative to less negative. So here it is a positive here. Here's like a negative here. So like what happens is you so what happens if a number is divided by a very small number and get a larger, right? And then what they have is like this is gonna be like a negative x over x. They're gonna be negative 1, and then the e to the power to the 0, it is a 1. So this is gonna be 1 minus a is the right side limit. So any values that make the GS continuous everywhere. If so, just give those value a. If not, explain why there's no such a here. So for the right side, the limit they're both 1 over a. So the limit does exist. And we put it's like a 1 or it's like a negative 1 there. They all exist. Because if you put a 1 over negative 1, it's negative 1. So if you put 1, and then we need to find the left side limit, whether they're equal. So we need to set 1 minus a equal to 1 over a. Then find if the two a's are equal. If the two a's is not equal, then the limit does not, then the function is not continuous everywhere. So does this make much sense? Or are you good to move on to the next questions? So please give me a reaction if you're good to move on, or you need more kind of like the explanations. Are you all good? Sounds great. Here's like another location. Okay, I went back to this problem. So for this one, there's like a two-sided, right? There's like one side is the right side, this is the left side. And what you need to do as the continuity is like to find the two-side limit, to find the limit of the right side and to find the limit of the left side. And this is the first thing to do. And for this one, it's like to squeeze theorem, and this one get a 1 over a. So this is x plus 1 over a. And for like the a is, and now we asking for x larger than a 0, then it's like a 0 plus 1 over a. And this limit does exist. The right side limit exists. And then you can do the same thing to the left side limit. If the left side limit it is equal, then the function is then gx it is continuous at x equal to a 0. Otherwise, it's not. So does this make more so can you understand more now? Just give more like kind of an explanation. So when you do the continuity to just evaluate the two-side limit. Okay, we're gonna move on. For this one, it's explain why it's like it's not continuous at x equal to 3. So this one you have the limit, and then it's like you need to find that why it is not continuous. And the first thing we need to do is just like evaluate the limit. For right side limit, we have like a singularity here. So we need to just like cancel the x minus 3, and then we got this then we got is 6. However, if we do the left side limit, 3 minus 3 is a 0. In this case, the two-side limit, they are not equal. So the function is not continuous at x equal to 3. Okay. So I go to move on because I try to find kind of a harder questions because those can help you do well. Yeah, maybe because harder questions are always helpful. So this is kind of a like combination from 2.6 and 2.8. So for first part is what value of x or function is not continuous here. And for here, I want to make something. It's like very important things like continuity and differentiability. They're not the same thing. Hi, Tiffany, do you have any question on the ask? Because I'm just going over some like the question from the old exam, and I already know that what is going to be on the first midterm. So if you have any questions on your website homework or any kind of your thing, feel free to ask. Because like this review is going to be end by 9 o'clock, so you have a lot of time ahead. So if you want to ask anything, and feel free to drop your question on the chat, and I will just move on to your request as soon as I'm done with my current questions. So feel free to say anything. So differentiability is like a function that 2 point, their derivative is the same or not, or the continuity is like whether they're continuous. They're two-side limit, they're equal or not. So a function may be continuous but not differentiable. So at x equal to -1 here, the function it is continuous, but it's not differentiable because the derivative, it is definitely not the same. If you take the left side limit, the derivative it is positive. If you do the right side and then it is negative. So it's not continuous. It is at x equal to 2. It is not continuous. Let me evaluate the right side limit. It is, what is the limit of f of x? And this is a graph of f of x as x approaches 2 from the right side. So it is 1. From the right, it's 1. If we, as from the left side, it's a 2 minus, and it is 6 is the limit. So I'll be good to move on to next questions. So please give me like reactions. So if you're good to move on to the next question, then yeah, just give me any reactions so I can have so I can move on. So I'll be good. Okay, sounds great. So this is like another kind of like harder problem, but it's more common. I think will appear on the midterm, just depend on your professor. So if you have Beckel as a professor, then I'm pretty sure that this kind of question will appear on the midterm because the past 2 exams, I went over it's her exams. I'm pretty sure she would put this kind of question on every single midterm. So just be aware. So we have her as a professor. You're very likely to expect a question like this. So let's know value of x where the function is not continuous. So for this, it is not, so it's as per continuity. So it is x minus 5 here. It's just like a vertical asymptote. So this is -5. Why it is not x equal to 1? Because 1 function is continuous because at the limit at 2 sides x equal to 1, it is the same, but it is not differentiable. So part B, it is x equal to 1. Because if we take the derivative, the left side is a positive. The tangent line is a slope tangent, it's a positive, and the right side is a negative. So do you have any questions? So I'm probably going to do this part because this is like the notation is chapter 2.7. So this is like what is the derivative at x equal to 1? Does not exist because it's not the same as part B. X equal to 1, it is not differentiable. This part is, it is the right side from 1, right side, the slope of a tangent line. So here I'm going to assume it is 2.4. So it's going to be 4.2. So this is going to be 4.2 over 1.4. I'm assuming the slope of tangent it is -3 is this one. It can be -3 because it has what is the slope of tangent line at x equal to 1 at the right side. Any question on this? Any question on this? So please give me a reaction if you feel good to move on to the next question, or if you want me to tell more thing about it or anything. So you're good. I move on to the next questions. I'm gonna move to Loveless. I someone just because I've just went over a lot of different exams. So, but I will just when I'm posting my videos on my YouTube channel, I will just make a label on every question I went through. So it's when you guys watch my videos, you can have more, and I don't want you guys feel confused or whatever thing is, because I want to make you guys kind of review more easier, because I don't examine the next Tuesday. For this one, it's a continuity. What you should do is just evaluate the limit from the easiest to go at x equals 3. This is equal to 6 is the limit. If you evaluate the limit of f of x, x plus 3 to the x plus 3 from the right side, then a limit of 6, and then I did plug 3a minus b minus 2 is equal to 6, then you will have a 3x minus b, it is equal to 8. Then 3a minus b equal to 8. Then at x equal to 1, it is also x to the 1 is a minus b equal to 8. And then actually for this one, it can be factored out. So here's 3 at the 10. Wait, can this be factored? Yeah, so this can be factored as x minus 2 and x plus 5 or whatever it is. So just putting x to 1 layer, this set also equal. Just evaluate two-side limit, make sure they're equal, find the value of b and a. And that's all what you need to do for these questions. So do you have any questions on part A? Because I know I'm a bit rushed. So feel free to put on a chat if you need more kind of an explanation, because I know I'm a bit rushed. Actually, by the way, if you can't find data that you put in here at x equals 3, at 3a minus b equal to 8, and you can either write b equal to whatever it is, then put in into this function, and you will solve what is a and then what is b. Because sometimes they may not have easier way to solve it, then you have to find right b equal to in term of a and x or it's like a number, and then just put them, and then just put this or putting the a into there and solve the limit. So do you guys have any questions? Feel free to ask anything. So if you guys are good to move on. I'm not sure. Sounds great. So Tiffany, are you great to move on? Because I'm kind of okay, sounds good. So that's all the continuity. I would do more on like a limit problem here. So for this one, it is also continuity. So you need to solve the two-side limit. So you need to put in here, it is 6 is a limit from the left side. And you need to put in 3, then 9c plus 10, 9c plus 10 is equal to 6. Then solve for c. That will make the function continuous at x equal to 3, because you have to make sure that cx squared plus 10 is equal to 6, because the right side limit must equal to 6 as the left side limit. For the values you found in previous part is the function f of x differentiable at x equals 3. So for here, at x equals 3 here, it is 6x and plus 10. The c is 6, it is 6, it's a of c. Then here you have a 6. Then the function is just not differentiable at x equals 3. Do you have any question on this problem? Any questions? So here's a tip. If you ever see find whether they're continuous or not continuous, the first step is just evaluate the two-side limit. If you ever see this kind of a notation, then it's asking for solve the continuity. First step is just evaluate the two-side limit. Then compute the limit and find a constant. Then that's all for this type of problem. There's no any magic that can take one step. Okay, so we're back to this. Differentiable it is. It is whether. Okay, so for differentiable, I will use this. Is like this function here. The differentiable it is. Here's a point that at this point, if you take the derivative, they're the same. At x equals -2 here, if you take the prime x at the right side, then what you get is 3/2 because it's a positive. If you take the left side, it is like a -1. Wait. Yes, these are all. So for the right side should be 1. Here's -1. Since like the limit two sides are not equal, so x equal to 2, it is not. No, x equal to -2, it is not differentiable because the 2's add x to the 2 from the right side and the left side. The derivative, it is not the same. So now you understand more. Here at -2, it is not differentiable. So it's like now it's just like 7:37. So I will reserve the time from 8:15 to 9 p.m. just solely for your web assignment problem. Any web assignment, any kind of your quiz. So if you have like a NAHRIC, they probably have some in-class activities. So bring those questions. So from now to 8:15, I will still go over the exam problem from the archive and all kind of different professors. And then after 8:15, so you guys ask me about your web assignment questions or anything from your side. So if you agree with the plan, then please put 1 on the chat. If you want to do anything else, then please put 2 on the chat, please. Thank you so much. Because I don't have any material besides this exam archive and your web assignment problem. So what I would do from now to 8:15, I would continue to work through some like the kind of a sample exam problem. After 8:15, then either Tiffany or Kevin, either one of you, just to share your like the screen. So just to show like your web assignment problem, and then I can answer it at the last 45 minutes. So do you guys agree with the plan? So if you agree to put 3 on the chat, if you want to kind of want me to just went through the entire exam archive till 9 p.m., then please put 4 on the chat, please. So if you want to like get your website, okay. So I would do now. I would just work over the like exam problem, and at 8:15, I will take a pause, and you guys just take your web assignment problem out of here, and I will ask all your confusions. Okay, let's move on. I need to find it. Okay, here. Compute the derivative. For this one, what rule do you need to use? Quotient rule or product rule? Right? So for this one, just if you see any like a fraction, yes, power rule, product rule, sum rule, and minus rule also here. So if you ever see a fraction here, use the quotient rule. If you ever see a function, it is like they're kind of like multiplying, then use the product rule. this is like, then you need to use the product rule 2 times. Either take the x times the secant of x times the e of x. Then you need to use the product rule again. So I'm pretty sure that you guys are good at like kind of those computational problem. So I move on to some like the more kind of like the more just like the word problem, most like the tangent line problem. Wait, yeah. So for this one, if you ever see a tangent line is a horizontal, then what does this mean? So what does the tangent so what does the horizontal tangent line means? It is a derivative is a 0. They need to find is this. They have all like the parentheses here. Then there's using the product rule. Then find the y prime of x, and then find the y prime, and then you set y prime equal to a 0. Then find what is all the x values that make the horizontal tangent line. So does this make sense for this question when finding the horizontal tangent line? If you're good, then please give me a reaction. If you're need me more to kind of to tell you more or need more clarification, then please also give me another reaction so I can see what I can do. So if you're good, move on to next questions. Yep. So for this question, we have the function is x plus 2 times x squared minus 8x and then plus 1, which is a tangent line that's horizontal. When you see a horizontal tangent line, then which means the derivative is a 0. Then you define what is the derivative of the function, and you need to set the derivative equal to a 0. Then find the root of the x. That is what you have, that all the point where the tangent line is horizontal. So does this make more sense? So if you ever see this, don't just plug in x equal to -2. That is wrong. Okay. So here's a tangent line to this function at x equal to 1. And you need to find what is x intersect of this tangent line. The first step, you need to find the equation of the tangent line at x equal to 1. And you need to find the slope of the tangent line x equal to 1. And then for this, you need to compute, use the use the quotient rule and the power rule to find the y prime. And the notation for the tangent line is y equals to f prime of a, x minus a. The a is a constant. For this one, is like this equation of tangent line is y equals to f prime y prime of 1 times x minus 1. And this is the slope of the tangent line. And then once you find the equation of the tangent line, then set the equation equal to a 0, because x-intercept y is a 0. Once you find the equation of the tangent line, set them equal to a 0, then find the x coordinate. So do you have any questions on part A? So please give me a reaction if you feel good, or if you want me to elaborate more for part A. Sounds great. For this, it's the same. It is like, for this, you need to find this x equals to -2, power of -2. And then it's like have a y-intercept of 27. And then it's like we change the line. And first of all, you need to take, first you need to find the y prime. It is -2 x to the -3. So it is -2 over x to the cubic. Then you need to find that. And you need to find 27 equal to f prime of this answer is like on the curve, you can find the equation of a tangent line. Point P have a y-intercept. Have a y-intercept, which means x equal to a 0. So once you find the form that y equals to f prime of a times x minus a, and then a this time is a 0, then 27 equal to f prime of a 0 times x, that's a 27. That is what you need to find, that the x-y coordinate. So does this make more sense, or I need to elaborate more about part B? So please give me any reactions just to see that what are your understandings? So yeah, just give me any reactions. So hi, Amanda. So basically, we're doing for the first from now till 8:15, we went over some all the exam problem, and then from 8:15, and you guys just be able to share your web assignment problem. From 8:15 9 o'clock, it's time for web assignment. It's your problem. So does that sound great for you, Amanda? Oh. Okay, sounds great. So, because like you entered in kind of like a middle when talking about part B, so I will re-explain this part. So this, you have a curve with this x1 over x to the squared, and you can rewrite it as x to the power to x power to like a -2, and then find the y prime of x, and uniform and the notation of a tangent line at a specific points such as x equal to a, it is y equal to f prime of a times x minus a. In these cases, you can see y-intercept, then the a, it is a 0. then and you need to set y is 27, then 27 is equal to f prime of 0 times x minus 0. Yep, probably is. Then we move on. So we are moving from limit, continuity, and like the kind of a graph, and then we to kind of like apply tangent line problem. And we're going to do more about tangent line problem. And also I will go over some like his also have more problem going because like so I guess the midterm copy chapter 3.3, right? So the chain rule weight is not a midterm. All right. So for all of my reviews, I will be recorded. So the entire review, 2 hours will be recorded because I will put on YouTube channel. So if people who are kind of miss it because they have other thing to do, they have a conflict, and so they can rewatch my videos. So they can know that what did we do on Zoom last night or sometimes. So are you guys feel comfortable with like I record all of my Zoom reviews? So if you guys feel good, then please give me like a reaction because I want everyone to have because I don't want anyone to miss anything. Because I decided to record all my reviews because like I do not want people always to miss my review session because it's not fair to them. Because everybody's on my Discord, they can have because I'm very passionate and I'm very happy to help you guys. So I want every one of you have the fair chance to have all like my reveals because I don't want anybody miss any important thing because they have any conflict or any commitment. Back to it. It's the same exam file. So again, if you see a function, then what is a horizontal tangent line means it's for now this time I'm gonna let you guys try what is a horizontal tangent line means, and then horizontal tangent line it is when the derivative is a 0. Then to define the y prime and then set a y prime equal to a 0. Make sure it is the numerator equal to 0, not the denominator. Because if you make the denominator equal to a 0, the function it is undefined. It is asymptote. Then what you need to do is just this. If your y prime of x is a fraction or it's like a rational function, then set a numerator equal to a 0. That is your point A, B, which the point have horizontal tangent lines. Any questions on part A? Horizontal tangent line. Any questions? Do you need? Okay, good. Okay, here's the point AB. Here's a function, the tangent line, and then again, yes, Kevin, yes. So horizontal tangent line, it is so basically horizontal tangent line. Horizontal tangent line, it is when the derivative is equal to a zero. Then you find the derivative first, then set it equal to a zero. That is what you need to do. If you ever see, find whatever point, it is horizontal tangent line. And about like the slope of the tangent line, it is the derivative. So if it means negative slope of, if the tangent, if the slope of tangent line it is negative, then the derivative it is negative. If the slope is positive, then the derivative is also positive. So for this one, you need to find the y prime of x, and you need to find f. They need to find that a point that pass through the like a 0 and a 10. So basically you need to find the y prime of x, then remember the notation of the tangent line equation. It is y equals f prime of a times x minus a. In this case, x equal to a passes through a 0 and a 10. And then use like the slope to find the slope is a y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 to find the slope m, and that is your answer. Then just to find out the point, how like once you found the equation. Do you have any question on part B? Are you good? Move on to the next questions. Okay, move on. It's a Perkins, Beckel. Try this one. Okay, so for this one, it's just like the rate of change problem. So find the heat when the ball is released. Then it means the time it is a zero. Then plug in t equals to zero because just released. Then time is a zero. Then this is 10 feet high. The average velocity is like the rate of change. The hit the ground, then the height is a zero. Then you need to find when, and you need to find the root of the equation that when this is equal to a zero. The first you need to find minus 5t to the square plus 20t plus 10 equal to a zero. Then find the t. And remember that if there are two roots, one positive and one negative. Choose a positive one because the time can't be negative. Because like time can be going backward, be moving forward. So if you ever see like a negative rule on when finding the average velocity, just ignore it. And then find a positive t value, then find the average rate of change. Then find the velocity. It is if this means like instantaneous velocity is h prime of t. This just means instantaneous velocity. So you need to find at x t equals to what that t equals to what when x value is a 0. Then this can use to be what you obtain from part B, and then to find f prime of like the t value obtained from part B. So instantaneous velocity is the derivative, or any velocity, it is the derivative of the position function. And an acceleration, it is the second derivative of the position function. And if you take physics 121 or math 25 in the future, this may be very helpful because when you take physics 121 and you will learn like a velocity and like the physics, yeah, really fast. So here's the tip. Any question on anything you want to ask on these questions? Feel free to drop your thoughts on the chat. That are you feeling good, or you need me to elaborate more? So feel free to just drop me a reaction so I would know like that what you guys are thinking. Okay, sounds good. So this video it is recorded. So if you don't understand right now, so just rewatch the recording because there are a lot of things to ask in the next 55 minutes. So we have 10 minutes. I will do last two questions from the exam. Give the equation of two lines which are both tangent to the curve and are perpendicular to each other. Give the equation of two lines which are both tangent to the curve and are perpendicular to each other. The tangent line, it is the derivatives over here. If you take the derivative, we have a 2x minus 2. And this is maybe a one of the tangent line. And with a perpendicular, then it is a negative reciprocal. Then the slope of this line is a y equals to 2. Then the perpendicular line, the slope, it is going to be negative 1/2. This is the two lines. And the first line is 2x minus 2. Then you need to find the next perpendicular line, which has a slope of negative 1/2. So do you have any questions on on these questions, or do you want me to elaborate more? Okay. So Kevin, Tiffany, are you guys feel good? Okay, sounds great. Okay, so I just want to make sure you guys just still on track because I don't want to confuse you guys. So this is one of my main thing that I really care. Because if I do the review that I will make some useful and it's very and I would just make it very kind of a detailed, helpful, and it's like not confusing. No confusion. Okay. I'm just gonna search like another. Okay, this one. For this one, so what do we do first? Considering this function, find out the tangent line, which has x-intercept of 5. So feel free to just try to save one. So if you know how to do this. So just feel free to unmute yourself or put on a chat. Do anything you want if you have a thought. No, this is not a limit. The tangent line, it is the derivative. Then you need to find the f prime of x. It is 8 over 1 minus x to the squared. And then the point of tangency of the tangent line. Actually, you're kind of right, because like after computing the derivative, we probably gonna use a limit. Using either computing a limit or use the quotient rule. So this like x8 over 1 minus x8 is a point of tangency. So if the line passes a 5 and a 0, so x-intercept of 5, which means the x it is a 5, y is a 0. So this point is 5, 0. So basically what this question means is like find all the tangent line of f of x that passes point 5, 0. So does this make more sense to these questions? So please give me a reactions if you kind of feel understand. So basically for those kind of questions, like, so how to write a question, don't lose the point. So if you evaluate like a limit, if you want to conjugate a radical, just write a conjugation out of there, just to show that you really conjugate the question, that the numerator. And so it's like, for this type of problem, I think I recommend, if time permits, then I recommend just write down f prime of x is the slope of the tangent line at x equal to like x at x equal to blah blah point. And then for like computing, use like a quotient rule, like the derivative rules, and then you don't need like they do not need to write out that you use the quotient rule, you use like or use a product rule just to just apply the rules and the computation out. And because I'm not a TA or professor, but like what I recommended is like for like the limit questions, just as write as many steps as possible. Just don't skip steps, because like even they know that you got the final answer right, but they duck your point because like that whether you have a shortcut or like whatever thing is. That the main purpose of the midterm is like to evaluate whether you really understand all like a concept. So like last year is online, so like yep. So do I answer your questions, or do you want me to kind of elaborate more information? Thank you. So if you do any calculation on a calculator, just write it out, because what your TA or professor will see that's on the paper, it's not on your mind. So if you know everything but it didn't show on the paper, then it can't give you a point. So this is the thing. If you think about anything, just write it down. Okay, so basically that's just all the questions. So I will put this file into the chat. This is from Professor Ostra back to 2015. He has all like the kind of the exam level problem for you to practice. And they have answer on the back, so it's on the same file. I really recommend it. Okay, so for this question, like your professor will just specify that you should use like the f prime f a plus h or like differentiation rules on the question. So if they want you to use like the limit to find the derivative, and will tell you. So here's what you can see. So if you ever go here like a function, instantaneous rate, instantaneous velocity, you see this phrase, do not use any differentiation formulas for use limit definition. So this is you can tell that whether you need to use like you use like a limit, or you need to use like differentiation rules. So does this make more sense, Kevin? So for this is more like this. This is like another old exams. So this is what you can see. Use anti-derivative rules. For this, cannot use the derivative rules here. So this is what you can see. So this may be like so this is like another exam from Professor Collingwood. But like I have the exam. Here's the exam file. So if you still have time to do it, just to try it. It's like the answer I think can be found Oh, this is winter, this is the autumn. So once I have the or like the answers, I have a post on the Discord. So now it's 8:16. So are you guys ready to take out your web assign? Then we can ask any questions from the first day of school till now. Anything. So are you guys good with this? So if you want to pull out your web assign, then put 5 on the chat. If you want me to continue to go over exam, put 6 on the chat, please. I will make a poll here. Okay, so here I'm gonna pull here. Okay, now you guys can choose your choices that what you want to do. That the choice got the highest vote is what I would do next. Just two more people. So we have 40 minutes left. We get 1 vote for like web assign, 1 for all the exam. Now we have 40 minutes from now 8:20 8:35. We're gonna do the web assign. From 8:35 to 9 o'clock, we're back to exam archive. So does this work for you guys? So please give me a reaction if you want to have this. Now I will stop sharing my screen. Then who put want to go for web assign? Then you can share your screen that show your web assign problem. Then we can discuss it. I already enabled like multiple participants can share screen at the same time. Who want to be the volunteer to share the web design? Because I don't have access to web design because I don't take a Meta 24 this fall. You have 15 minutes to 8:35. Check the Discord server if you get anything. So nobody want to share your screen to show your web design problem? Or what do you guys think? Back to exam archive and do more problem? Or we can do web design on Monday. I will give you guys 1 minute to think about it. So I would do what do you guys want to do? Okay, since no one's sharing, this is a good idea. We're back to exam problem. Okay. Okay, here's like just the derivatives of the function. Then there's like, there's no chain rules here. A, B, C, D, E. So this already put the file on there. So we will just try another exam problem. Because I don't have exam from Ostrov. So I will get back to the other exam archive here. Okay. So Perkins, question 5, there's like a winter or spring. This is what I want to know. Okay, winter, problem 5. Find 2 different points on the curve x to the cubic, and we tend to pass through the point -2 and a 0. And this is very same as the algebra problem I just discussed before. So we need to find the derivative. It is y equals to 3, y equals to 3x to the squared. And the tangent line pass through the point of 2 and a 0. Then 2 different points on the curve, which tangent line pass through the point -2 and a 0. So if you what we need to do is to find that the tangent line that passes through and then -2 and a 0. So we back to like algebra, like the problem here. So it is very similar. So this is what you need to find. So let this point be like point of a tangency here. So you need just like to x. So for this point, the tangency point is x and a 3x to the squared. It's the point of a tangency. So it's gonna be x and 3x squared and 3x squared is the point of tangency. Don't solve it yet, and then it's like has like the slope of 5 and 0. Then 5, 0, then the x equal to 5, then for I'm so sorry that, but then for this is a -2 and a 0. So then we need to find that. Then we need. Okay, so here's the solution because like I'm so sorry that my kind of a like elaboration may be kind of bad, kind of a erroneous, like I'm a sleep deprived recently because I was studying for midterm, and it's almost because I did a hike today. So it's about like 5 miles long, so I don't have a kind of a lot of you see here. That's what they have. Okay, this is Actually, it's like actually the trail is called it's called like the rattlesnake. Does anybody know this trail? I went there today. So this is like the A and B. So just perhaps just this. It's like kind of a set point because like there's no special other point. Then just find here's like a tangent line. It's like y minus b equal to m slope x minus a. B equals x, b it is a to the square, and then x is -2, and the y equals to a 0. And then you find and then you set them equal, plugging this point, then you find the root for a. Okay, so this is like, so for this, they're like, so I went there, it's like on the top, it's like and you would get a view of all like a lakes, and it's like all like everything, but I recommend to go there when the weather's good, because like, and I would just say it is a good trail. There's some hills, but it's doable. I would just say round trip from the bottom to the top and back to the bottom. I think about like a 90 minutes or so. Just, and be really slippery when it is raining. And sometimes can be cold, but just wear some jacket and stay hydrated when hiking over there. Okay, I need a I need a back on topic. So, do you have anything you do you have anything you want to ask? Then we move on to the next exam problem. Actually, because like I know you guys had like a midterm week, so because I know you guys kind of have lots of things to do, because I know like at 9 p.m. maybe like a bit long. So I will ask. So I will through last questions, and I will let you guys go because I know you guys have other midterms. So can just get more sleep and do your like you're like a you're like a study. So okay, Kevin. So your question is like, okay, so it's like important the precise definition of the limit. So this is section 2.4, right? Or it's like 2.3, 2.4. Actually, you do not need to know what is like the precise definition of the limit. The only thing you need to know is how to solve the limit and like how to compute the derivative. This is the only thing you need to know when doing the exam or for the calc sequence at UW. So the limit is like, yeah, so that section is not in like our like agenda here, so you don't need to know like 2.4, that's the precise definition. It is not on the exam, because because the exams cover a lot of topics, so you don't have so they don't have space and room for like more kind of a questions. And that section just you not need to and do not need to know unless you're taking some advanced major classes at mathematics department at UW. Then that's for now, don't worry about it. Just focusing on what's taught right now, just practice on your exam. And yeah, and that's all. Yeah, and so I should basically for like a limit computation, just use Dr. Conroy's exam, because like his exam is more like a mechanical, like computer limit. And then I think 2.7, 2.8 is the section you need to focus on, because like 3.1 to because like 3.1 to like 3.3 is all that you need to compute the derivative, which are pretty easy. So 2.7, 2.8, and the limit at infinity 2.6 and 2.5. These are kind of most, I think, is most important thing that you need to look at when you kind of read your textbook. So from like the 3.1 to 3.3, it is all the derivative rules, which is just the computation. Does this make more sense, Kevin? Yep, there's like 2.7, 2.8, and 2.6. But I think 2.7, 2.8, those two sections is like the hardest. This is a more likely to have a hard problem. And I will send like another review guide on the Discord and on my personal website this evening, or sometimes tomorrow. So I'll give you guys kind of like a more kind of like detailed reviews for the midterm. And for today, do you have any questions that I want to ask? Just ask me anything, because I just really ask. So just check my other Discord server messages, because I don't want to miss some like message from my classmates. So okay, I think that's all for today. Thank you all for coming, because I just want to end it earlier today, because I know you guys have midterm, so you guys kind of just go to do your thing. And on Monday, okay, I will stop sharing my screen right now. So on Monday, okay, I'm gonna check that when's my study session here on Monday. On Monday, it is 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. at the engineering library. I already reserved like a room for you guys. So if you guys have no class after 3 p.m. on Monday, and then feel free to come to like this on the study room, and we can discuss problem in person on Monday. And that will be the last review before the first midterm on Tuesday. Okay, thank you again for coming to my review, because like I really appreciate it, guys. Because like my attendance for Zoom review has been really low. For today, it is like a record high. Four people, it is my record high for Zoom for this quarter. So yep, I'm so happy to help you guys, because I know you guys have a painful like first quarter at UW. Because I know this quarter is hard, but you guys can do it. Then if you guys can make the Monday, just let me know, because like for for kind of like all like a privacy reasons, I do not record any in-person like study group or anything. So I hope you consider, because like I should do a hybrid then, because like I know somebody, if they're, so if you're feeling sick or if you have any important thing, just do your thing. Because like I'm just because I've had multiple availability doing every week, especially just before the exams. So if you can't make the one, you can come to like another one which just works for you. And if you can come to in person, if you can come to in person like state group, definitely help. And well, well, don't worry. Just read the textbook and then just try some conceptual problem and try like the web design, and that's all what you can do. Because like you have tomorrow and Monday, so if you're still kind of a fall behind or feel like very struggling, we can have a like in person group on Monday afternoon, so it can help you more in person. So if you kind of feel in person, it is better. Okay. And another thing, so if you any of you test positive for COVID, then don't come to my don't come to my in person study group. And if you're tired or kind of like you don't feel or you have like a bad cold, then come to my Zoom review, because I want to make sure everybody is safe. Because like I know now it's kind of being like lots of classes is being kind of changing online because of COVID cases, and I don't want you guys to be sick. Because I've always record all my reviews, so if you miss it, just to watch it. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you guys for coming. Have a good night and get some sleep this weekend. And then just I wish you the best for all the midterms. If you guys have anything on Monday, and have a great weekend.